Hey, Hound Dogs, I'm David Hankins,
I'm Paul Hankins.
and you're on the air with Power Squared. As you may have heard, and maybe not, we tabled at Comic Con for the first time ever this past week, and we thought we would spend some time talking about our experience.
Yes.
For a lot of people, they applied like we did, like in August of last year, and they heard in January that they were going to be tabling.
Yeah.
We heard July 3rd that we could there was a possibility for a table, and would we be interested? So that gave us like less than 20 days
Yeah.
to kind of pull things together. And of course, there's a holiday, the 4th, that whole weekend sort of shut down. So we managed to scramble and get everything together that we could. But it would have been nice to have a little more prep.
Yes. I think if they had said something another month in advance,
Yeah,
then maybe we could have also actually appeared in the quick guide.
Yeah, we were not. Yeah, we're not in the quick guide, and I think we were on the online thing if people went that far, but
Yeah.
there was no like, nobody knew we were going to be there, and even people that I knew who were tabling, they were like, "Oh, we're here." You know?
Yeah.
So that would have been nice. This is the second time we had been waitlisted, and last time we had not done any conventions.
Well, any large conventions.
Yeah, any large conventions. So we were like, I don't know if we're ready to hit.
Not ready for prime time.
Yeah, big league right off the bat. So we declined, but this time we were like, well, we had done LA Comic Con and WonderCon, and we were sort of ready to try something bigger, we thought. So
Yeah.
we rushed to buy extra copies of trades, which nobody bought, and copies of Trevor's last 3 issues,
Yeah.
so we could have enough to, if there was a run. And the company that we use, Kablam, out of Florida, their date was, if you order, I think it was the 4th when it finally went through, you could get it on the 21st for sure. And we're like, okay, the 22nd is when we're leaving. So,
Yeah.
and I was sort of a little panicky because the post office sometimes, we didn't deliver it today, But they delivered it on like Thursday or Friday before, so that was great.
Yeah.
And so we had enough stuff. We went down there on Tuesday, which was new for us. We usually go down on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
So it was an extra hotel room.
Yes. It wasn't that much
Yeah,
because it was the day before.
Yeah, you can see how the price is like double between Tuesday night and Wednesday night.
Yeah.
That was kind of interesting. And we had already we were professional badges anyway,
Yeah.
and we had already arranged for parking at the convention center.
Yeah.
Which
So that worked out.
Yeah, apparently if you're an exhibitor and have a little bit of warning, they actually arrange for you to have parking.
Yeah.
That was not brought up for us.
Yeah, we're too late to have exhibitor parking.
But we actually were parking in the convention center, which was pretty good.
So again, that all worked out.
Yeah. And so we went down on Tuesday, did sort of our Wednesday routine on Tuesday, like stop, have lunch in San Juan Capistrano. I'm sure everybody cares. But we got down there on Tuesday, and it was pretty, except for the fact you could not film or take pictures ahead of time, it was pretty chill.
Yeah.
We were able to go up. We had bought. So if you have a table, you get 2 exhibitor badges for free.
Yeah.
And then you can pay for exhibitor attendees, which I was under the impression that you had to have that to sit behind the table.
Yeah.
Which we set up shifts and stuff. But apparently, I don't think that was really
They didn't really enforce it.
I didn't see anybody. The people next to us had 5 and 6 people behind the table, and if you only get 4 badges, math doesn't add
I
up.
don't know how the math didn't math.
Yeah. So I don't think we'll be doing that again. But that's a secret in case Comic-Con's watching. Anyway.
Too late now.
Yeah. So we tried a couple of things that I think we learned some things from WonderCon.
Yeah.
Like, it was good to be in a place where actually people walked. WonderCon, we were sort of off in the, anti-room,
Yeah.
And so nobody actually went over there. And so we were actually in the main, right? We come down the stairs, you kind of go through small press, or you can't go through small press.
Yeah.
So that gave a lot of traffic. And so we decided to try a couple of things. We had seen a woman at WonderCon who had a fantasy book, and we decided to do we had some videos that we'd already made that Paul edited for us. And so we tried to put those on a monitor using a Roku and a thumb drive, and to sort of get, like there's something kind of colorful moving, And I think in some ways that did work.
Yeah.
Get some people, when we combined it with, Don Wynn suggested we have candy, which we did.
There are a lot of people that took the candy but didn't stop. There were people that took the candy and did stop.
And one woman took the candy and was watching the video while she was unwrapping it, and so she got interested. I don't think she actually bought anything, but she got interested and signed up for the newsletter.
Yeah, she at least signed up.
Yeah, so
I did see also we had a sign that was a QR code for the podcast, and I saw one person scan it. I don't know what came of that.
Yeah. And we handed out, we did not do the mass hand out of business cards like we did at WonderCon.
No.
We also picked up at Comic-Con, a Kitsune as a representative, and that was from Belzy.
Yeah.
It's not an ad for Belzy, but they did sell these, and we wanted a Kitsune. Actually, I kind of wanted one that looked like the one in our book, but good luck finding that. But this was nice representation, and it was good to use as sort of and the Kitsune gave them the powers, and we could pat this, and people, kind of saw what a Kitsune was.
Yeah.
I think helped. So that was one thing we tried, and we actually had a little puzzle for it's called the Stone.
Sword and Stone.
It was actually called Sword and Stone is the name of the puzzle, and you have to move this thing out.
Yeah.
And 4 people did it.
Yeah.
One guy did it in 48 seconds or something, but kids were twing to, twist it.
The kids were wrecking it.
Yeah. But it was.
They have to replace it.
Yeah, but it was good to have at least something that people could do that wasn't. You didn't have to buy anything, and some people want a little sketch card that Trevor had done.
Yeah.
So we were there with 2 books. On camera, 2 books. Power Squared and The Blade of Miracles.
Yes. We sold way better than we did at LA and Wonder combined.
Yeah, I looked at what we sold at WonderCon, besides the 2 trades, was 5 issues, which is not very many. And we didn't sell any trades, but we sold 43 issues at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
So that's like an 800% plus increase. And I
don't know if we're being too open when we say numbers like that, but it's still good for us.
Yeah, it was good for us. And I know some people, sold way more and all that. But for us, that was a big improvement. And I think it was a combination of things. We didn't. One piece of advice we got from Scott Lost was only have 2 people behind the booth. Instead of 4, which we had at WonderCon, because it kind of intimidates some people if there were people that could be intimidated at WonderCon. So we only had 2. Tried to only have 2 people back there. Sometimes we had 3, and sometimes we had 4, but we tried to keep it to 2.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of helped. I think the video, the Kitsune, the game, all kind of helped.
Yeah.
I think. We had so. We set up the booth on Tuesday, came back on Wednesday after, actually got to see more of San Diego, at least the gas lamp area, than we normally get to do, and went to the Pac-Man Cafe.
Yeah.
And
we didn't eat there, but it was neat.
It was fun to go. And it was the day they weren't giving out things when you go to the door.
Yeah.
But the next day for sure. Yeah. And so it was a chance to sort of see kind of the prep. It's amazing to me. I learned how close to the start of the con they finished these things, because we were walking around Wednesday mid-morning, afternoon, and they were still putting up the stuff.
Yeah.
And it opens at 5. And so that we did that. So a couple of things, a couple of factors I think could have helped us. One is we were sort of new. Nobody knew who we were.
Yeah.
We weren't in the quick guide. The people to one side of us sort of blocked us.
Yeah.
Their display went vertical right at the edge, and they were sort of
You'd have to get around them to even see our books.
and then they had, I'll say, kind of a gimmicky deal where using AR to show that. I guess they have a comic book, but they were selling these.
Yeah, the crux of it is a comic. I looked up later. The crux of it is a comic, but they also have AR prints.
And it appears like they drive or something. These cars actually move and make noise.
Yeah.
Which was, I heard that like all the time.
And occasionally a man laughing.
Yes, and would you like to see something cool was sort of, and so people were very amazed by this technology, I would say. And so they would gather in front of our booth to look at their booth, which wasn't helpful.
Yeah, so I think on some level that might have kneecapped some potential sales, but
I actually asked the guy one of the two guys running the booth would stand in front of his booth, totally blocking us. And I said, could you maybe like move down a little? Because no one can see us. And so he obliged. I gave him credit for that. He didn't stand out front as a barker after that.
yeah.
And I find I'm really protective of the space I'm renting. I don't like it when the people kind of overlap or they put their chair behind ours. And I kind of subtly would move things over.
Yeah.
I kind of like, I'm paying for this, and this is my little space, so don't F with it.
Yeah.
So that didn't. So having those people next to us, they did very well.
Yeah.
Because people were very amazed by this little bit of technology. That I'm going to say you're probably going to do a couple of times for your friends and then forget you have it.
Yeah.
But
we don't know for sure.
Yeah, I don't know for sure. But a comic book lasts forever, or until the paper crumbles up. But anyway, so yeah, so the best day for us was Friday.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be Saturday because there were more people, but Friday was. Right, yeah, we had somebody come by and decide. I gave them the spiel, the elevator talk.
Yeah.
And they liked it, so they wanted to buy the first 5 issues, not the trade, but the first 5 issues.
Yeah.
And
insisted on the singles.
Yeah, on the singles. Great. And I signed the first one. They were happy. It went away. They said it might come back. Great. When Julia was handling the podcast for us last week. Thank you, Julia. And I was live from the floor. They came back and bought the rest of the run.
Yeah.
Because she read the first 2 and liked it enough to buy all 25, which was like, wow. For us, that was big. It's hard for people to buy the run because there's 25 of them.
Yeah.
And so that was really cool. And then somebody bought the run of Trevor's.
Yeah.
And Trevor got sort of I forgot what day it was, but he got this honor to sort of draw on this guy's sketchbook.
Yeah.
That he'd been kind of curating for 30 years.
Yeah, and it included all these like big artists before they got big.
Yeah.
And Trevor recognized one of the artists as Sergio Aragonés.
Yeah. So he got to add his drawing to that, which is super cool for him.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it will be a keepsake for this guy forever. And when Trevor becomes a big artist, it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But anyway, no, that's really cool. That's the kind of experience you have at a place like that you may not have elsewhere. Anything you want to say? Thanks for both.
Sales wise, no.
Okay.
But Comic-Con, we did still do some fun stuff. So even though we had exhibitor badges, we still followed the rules like most of the exhibitors did, I want to say. They didn't want you lining up for any. We still walked around before the floor opened just to kind of scout it out.
Yeah.
Or see some things without a huge crowd in front of it, like this really impressive Lego diorama.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
I think I have photos of that on our events page because it's such a cool thing.
Yeah, but anyway, they didn't want you lining up for exclusives or anything, so we didn't leave our booth to do any of that until after the floor opened,
Right.
when it was a fairer opportunity and people were actually coming onto the floor.
Yeah, there's something you can have people that are, let's say, attendees. You can get them a sticker where they can help you set up,
Yeah.
and you can have them. They can be on the floor until it opens, as long as they're helping you set up.
Yeah.
And there are people that would use that badge that sticker to be on the floor and go line up. And it was peanuts. We could see the line.
Yeah. So yeah, the example for us is peanuts. We did each morning, I guess. We heard like the staff. Well, for one, we heard the same paragraph of
Yes.
text from the loudspeaker multiple times, but we did hear the staff at the event try to enforce the line policy, and they might have heard yelling about breaking up lines.
Right.
Then the peanuts line was which we could see was a consistent troublemaker, if you will, or consistent.
Charlie Brown and troublemaker.
Well, it was a consistent issue for the staff and security. It was, on forget if it was preview night or Thursday. I did see staff or security notice it and bring over staff member, and they dispersed the line
Right as it was opening. Was there a couple of times?
I was gonna say that one early in the convention they dispersed the line, and then the line still kind of tried to reform because they didn't. I don't know. And then in a later day, they did get to the line to try to disperse it, but it was right as the floor was going to open, so they begrudgingly left because they could no longer do anything about it, and I heard them kind of grumble about it.
Yeah, it was interesting that
And the Peanuts booth didn't really do much to discourage it.
no, they even had somebody stand there with line starts here.
Yeah.
Which, if you're trying to discourage it, you wouldn't go out there and do that.
Yeah, until the floor opened.
Yeah. So that was that's why, if you've ever been to preview night at Comic-Con, which is sort of a treat,
Yeah.
you go down thinking, oh, these exclusives, and the lines are capped sometimes. You go, I've been down the floor for 5 minutes. How's it capped? Because there's people already down there.
That's why.
Yeah. There's people down there.
There's the people not following the rules.
Right. And they're down there to, yeah. So we were good. And, if you've ever tabled someplace at Comic-Con, one thing we noticed is for the first half hour to an hour, as people are making their way onto the floor, they're rushing by you to try to get to exclusives.
Yeah. So during that time, it was a little easier for me to leave the booth a couple times to scout something out.
Right. So that was kind of it was, yeah.
Or talk to someone at another booth.
Yeah, I think it was I think it was a positive experience. I would do it again.
Yeah.
So we've already reapplied. It's you have to be every year Artist Alley and Small Press are juried or whatever. And so we're hoping again, maybe they'll, after we've done it once, take us and not have it be the last minute. But I think we're going to try to be a little more prepped for something like that happening. I'm going to try to. I'm not one of those people that has 1,000 of my issues in the garage. I try not to have a big stock at home, but I'll maybe try to get as new issues come out, get 10 of them just so we're ready to kind of go in case it ever happens.
Yeah.
Again.
Just one other thing that was exciting for me was I finally got into Hall H.
Yes, you did. Yes. That was cool. I got to see
Five Nights at Freddy's 2 was producers and cast, and they talked about behind the scenes information and shared some funny stories about working on the franchise, and you could really sense the passion that they had for it. Even if they weren't too familiar with the games themselves, they still wanted to do right by it. and they showed a trailer, which obviously went on YouTube later, but you get to be one of the first. And then they also showed an exclusive clip.
And then you also got something.
Yeah, that was one of those panels I had a giveaway, and it was for a Five Nights at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Place pizza box.
And it's
Which
only
is really cool.
And it's only 2 hotels away to go get it.
Yeah, that's the only thing I don't like about the giveaways.
Yeah, it's...
The last time we did that was for a giant Death Stranding poster.
Yeah, that was like as big
I thought it was worth it.
It's about as big as this green screen.
Yeah.
It's huge. We got 4 of those.
Yeah, I thought it was worth it, though.
That was
Because
cool.
that panel I got to see Kojima.
That was a cool panel.
Yeah.
I agree, but it was like, that was a gigantic poster. I don't know where you'd actually put that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. I went to one panel about news coverage, which was, and the advice we got there was also advice we kind of heard on the floor, was maybe just do smaller conventions as well.
Yeah. So we were going to, when we get back, when our schedule gets
Normal
better,
again, yeah.
we were going to look more into smaller and one-day cons.
And maybe furry cons.
Because we have anthropomorphic animals in our stories,
Yeah.
so we think there might be some potential there.
Yeah, and so we picked up a lot of people's business cards, and we're going to try to set up some, hopefully get people that we met at the show to be on the podcast, and some of them we're going to talk about furry cons, getting ready for those, and
Yeah.
hopefully we can get into one. They're very competitive, apparently, to get into.
Yeah, because it can be very lucrative.
So
That's not the only reason I'd want to go to one, but
well, I'd like to go for the lucrative part, but
yeah. I heard it can also just be fun to go anyway,
yeah,
because it's a different vibe than it would be at like San Diego.
yeah. Some things we should maybe do about getting, I still think larger postcards would be a good idea.
Yeah.
And maybe get a table runner that doesn't just, so we only had a table runner that said Power Squared, so it looked like we were selling Power Squared there.
Yeah.
We should probably get something that's either SRCC Press, which is how we were presented, or have a thing for
Blade of Miracles.
yeah, have a banner. We had a banner for Power Squared, and we had a banner for the college. And even though you can't see the QR code on the panel, I still wanted to have that up because it kind of gave us a little bit of a wall.
Yeah.
Because it's a 3-foot little divider behind you.
It's kind of a waist high.
Yeah, and I thought it would be good if we didn't actually see the back of the guy behind us all the time. So I think that was good. I think that worked out well for us.
Yeah.
But we should probably get a banner that says Blade of Miracles.
One thing we learned, though, is it's a really good idea to get anti-fatigue mats.
Yeah.
We got, like, cheap $10 ones from, like, Harbor Freight.
Yes.
And that was enough.
Yeah, it helped a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't have quite the same amount of pain that we did after WonderCon.
Yeah, there was still some pain, but I didn't feel nearly as bad as I did, like, when we walked around Comic-Con without any carpeting for 5 days.
Yeah, they stopped having carpeting because I guess it cost money.
Yeah, and COVID affected their revenue.
Right. And I heard some people say that there weren't as many people there this year, but I think there were still a lot of people.
There were still a ton of people. Maybe our view was skewed.
Well, and it also could be travel restrictions and stuff.
Yeah.
People not wanting to go through the hassle, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. And then we actually went to a voice panel. I did.
Yeah, cartoon voices.
And before that was a kind of a free draw.
Quick draw.
And that was kind of interesting to watch.
Yeah.
They had these, cartoonists. I honestly don't know who they were. And they would throw, it was kind of like improv.
Yeah.
Here's an idea. And,
Well, it sounded like it was semi-structured, like there were certain challenges that they were doing,
Yeah.
and then they were there was still some spontaneity.
Yeah, and then
It was called Quick Draw because they draw very quickly.
who was the comedian?
The Dana Gold.
Dana Gold.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who some would know as Gex the Gecko.
Right. Everybody's got a voice. He was sort of brought up, and they were trying to do, have them draw a word, kind of like password. Here's the word, he doesn't see it, and draw that word.
Yeah.
And see if he gets it. And the funniest one was reverse.
How are you not?
Yes. But that.
It was still fun.
Yeah, it was fun, and the voice stuff was fun too.
Yeah.
Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
And
this time
it's all these people. I admit they all talk about. I was this on this show. I never heard of the show, but
I recognized a good amount of.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. But for me, I didn't watch a lot of anime growing up or kids, current kids programming. So, I was Blue Bo Peep on blah blah blah. I don't know what that is. But they're really talented and they're really fun to listen to. They always have stories and
yeah,
that's kind of cool.
See other panels. When I went into Hall H, there was one that was with Paul Feig and Rob Reiner, but I only half paid attention because I was trying to help Trevor get into Hall H since it was actually pretty easy to walk in. Trevor and I also went to a panel for the Amazing Digital Circus.
Right.
And that was a really fun panel with voice actors and Gooseworks.
Right.
And we got this free signed card.
Pretty cool stuff.
And Trevor and I sat into the panel before that one, and it was
something with Mankind.
Yeah. Well,
it was a guy, but
he was talking about world building and the shows that he did, and one of them was For All Mankind, and that actually got me interested in watching the show.
Yeah, that sounded pretty cool.
Yeah. Alternate history and all. What also hooked us was not only the premise, but also the amount of effort they went through to figure out that alternate history down to the last detail.
Right. It'd be interesting to see.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's on, but I'm sure we'll find it. So we had a good time.
Yeah.
It was sort of it was fun to have people come up and listen to the pattern and go, that sounds interesting.
Yeah.
There was a woman that came up and was knew way more about Kasunes than I did, and I was like, after a while, going, okay, you know more than I do. But she thought the story was, nice twist and the shared powers and all that kind of stuff, and the fact that only one boy could use the power at a time.
Yeah.
All sounds, good. She didn't buy an issue, but it's always nice to hear positive feedback.
Yeah.
But the coolest thing is when somebody you want people to not only just buy it, but also enjoy it. And the fact that when we came back and bought 20 issues,
yeah,
I felt really kind of vindicated for that.
Reminded me of how at WonderCon, someone bought the first trade, and then he came back the next day and bought the second trade.
Yeah, that's the kind of...
It's like, well, I didn't expect a repeat customer.
Right, yeah. And thank you for coming. That was pretty desolate over at WonderCon.
Yeah. Now, what kind of helped us this year was there wasn't as much stuff that we cared about trying to get or see.
Yeah, it's kind of
so it made it easier to block our time. I don't know how things will be next year, but...
Well, we still have to figure out... We need to make sure we took off early on Thursday night.
Yeah.
Especially when we have dinner, we'd close before we could get there. And then we took lunch on Friday and on Sunday as a family. So we could shut the booth down for an hour or so.
Yeah.
Which was kind of nice to be able to get away from the booth and not worry about it for a little while. But it was kind of, and there are places that we go every time we're in San Diego.
Yeah.
And one of the places we wanted to go to on Sunday was Bub's near the ballpark, and we liked their food.
I received a correction. The guy who did the world building panel was Ronald D. Moore.
Okay.
Best known. So he's also known for working on Next Generation and the second Battlestar Galactica.
Okay. So what was your favorite? The Lego thing to me was awesome.
Yeah.
That was like super cool. If you've never seen it, it was like a replication of the outside of the building, and then the floor inside. In the floor was a replica of the replica they had done outside.
Yeah.
That was super cool, and you could theoretically build your own little
booth, and
they might add it to the thing.
Yeah.
It was super cool.
Of all the booth stuff, that was probably the coolest thing.
Yeah, that was really neat.
Yeah.
And I think we kind of met some people that we got to talk a little bit more to the Mega 64 people.
Yeah.
I actually bought their DVD.
Yeah, the Comic exclusive DVD 2003.
Right. Yeah.
I like the dedication.
Yeah. They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
They're very chill. Most people kind of are.
Yeah.
We didn't do any, and I'm only saying this because it was maybe the worst signing experience we had was Ozzy's. Not because of Ozzy, but because you weren't supposed to look him in the eye, just grab the poster and keep walking.
Yeah.
It was sort of like,
you
there
could
he
be
is.
within reaching distance of Ozzy.
But you were not supposed to talk, speak to him, laugh too loud in his presence or whatever. You were supposed it was very, that was, but he died on the way down there for us. And so the whole, when we were listening to music, it was
Ozzy's Boneyard.
Yeah.
Which was playing his music nonstop.
Yeah, so it was kind of cool. So I kind of associate a little bit of actually seeing Ozzy in person was at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of a nice little listen to stuff on the way down. There was no other, they didn't like recognize him or anything.
Right.
I don't know how they would, but they did.
Yeah.
But that was maybe the weirdest experience.
Yeah.
Because you had to stand in line for hours.
Yeah, it was
ticketed.
Yeah, because the whole thing went, it was kind of a little waste of 3 hours, but I'm still glad we got to do it.
Yeah, and
it was Ozzy.
And it was this poster that 4 people were supposed to sign.
Yeah, you were the only one of the 4 of us that got.
Yeah, and then after we got the poster, you got to put it in something. So the people at Blick or whatever are cleaning up. Hot Flips are cleaning up because people are buying these things to put it in. And then somebody offered me, $5 or something for it? Like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, right.
I don't think so.
Anyway.
So, you think we should do differently next year? Let's say we get called back. Something we should do differently. Besides banners and.
The only thing I could think of is just maybe somehow rearranging the table a little bit or having video with better editing.
Yeah, we also bought a different display rack. We saw Stephen Prince, who was Monster Matador.
Yeah.
He had this thing that looked better than what we had, which took up half the table, a display, and we couldn't put everything up on it anyway. So, because we have so many issues. But so we're going to try to, that would be more vertical too. I want to go up high and sort of challenge the height in case we're next to somebody like that again.
Yeah.
And I hope they do well, but I hope we're not next to them if we ever go back, because they did sort of block us pretty much. You had to kind of come up on us to see us.
Yeah.
And we were across from Dope Cat again.
Yeah.
2 cons in a row. And he's pretty chill.
Yeah.
And then the people next to us, I really have no idea what their books were.
No.
And they seemed to sell pretty well.
Yeah.
Without really trying. But they spent money on, they handed out poker chips.
Yeah.
And ash cans.
Yeah.
And they must have spent, $800 on that kind. Because I spent, I think, $300 on the chips and $500 on the ash cans.
Yeah.
I don't think you can make that back right away. So I guess we're hoping for, people to look at the stuff later and come back.
Yeah. I think that's for them just a marketing budget.
Yeah, that's a big budget.
More than ours.
Yeah, which was zero. I would like to. I still think the idea of not a chip, but something
Small
you can hand out would be good.
Yeah.
And maybe, as I say, postcards that are kind of larger size.
Yeah, that or like a bookmark or something.
Yeah, bookmark might be good too because people like those. So we got to think about things like that a little bit more marketing, and hopefully have more of a chance to tell people we're going to be there than.
Yeah.
Because I don't think our thing showed up on the online until like a week before.
Yeah.
So, I think we did pretty well for the short amount of time we had to get prepped for it.
Yeah.
And it was a bigger con than we've been to, obviously the biggest con. And I think we did better than we did the previous ones put together.
No, since we did small press, we'd have to reapply every year, so it's still not a guarantee, but
Right.
I'd still want to try it again. Even if we don't end up getting in, or still just being at the con.
Oh yeah, no, that's the cool part. We would have gone anyway. So
It's just we also got the table there.
Right. So it'd be cool to table again, and so if Comic-Con's listening, we'd love to do it again.
Yeah.
And we'll be bigger and better than ever. All right.
So, if you're watching this on YouTube and you like this, leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and leave a comment below if you have any thoughts about Comic-Con. Also, if you're looking for a silent fidget toy, use our code MarineEli to save 10% off your order at getono.com.
All right. So until next time, I'm David Hankins.
I'm Paul Hankins.
This is a Kasune. And you've been on the air with Power Squared.